Alright, YouTube. Surprisingly, I'm continuing to cast Jaraci Cup 1. About the music, I was playing some tournament games, and I always listen to this when I'm playing the tournament, and I don't know. It's really nice. I think I'm just gonna keep it on. It's from DOK actually. I don't think it's used in the campaign, but it should have been in the level where you see like the ships that are cut into the ground. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Hopefully that's not a spoiler. Yeah, I don't think it is. But yeah, it's a really nice song. I like to listen to it while I play chess because I feel like you can't get mad while you're listening to this. So even when you have these like terrible games where you choke and like lose your queen or something, it's like, it's all good, you know? It's all good. Should introduce our players over here. It's going to be BlueBoo as the Conef versus Skyrider over here as the Coalition. And I was looking to see, you know, if there's some Canadian person. No, I was looking to see if we needed to, like, what games we needed to cast from Group B, and this is actually the only one left. So that's nice. So Group B is about to finish, which is nice. I just said it's nice twice, but that's completely fine. Nice twice. Hey, it rhymes too. I don't know actually which map was played first or who the map picks were, but I don't think it's really too impactful here. Oh, someone wants me to play DOK. I'm already playing DOK. Whatever. Blue doing just BlueBoo things, getting Power Reserve 1 immediately. I think I've talked about that before. I'm not really a big fan, but that is completely fine. Sandskimmer Armor level 1 is coming out already. And some Sandskimmers are being produced. Now, what I've always wanted to see from Blue is that he just, like, goes super aggressive in attacks. I'd much rather that he made the mistake of being too aggressive in a game than too passive, right? Because, I don't know, I feel like there have been some games that he really had a good chance of winning, but he just kind of didn't push when he had that advantage. And if you don't push when you have the advantage, you'll basically never win. If you push too much when you don't have the advantage, you'll lose sometimes, right? So I feel like I'd really like to see him do that and just become a little bit better of a player that way. Hopefully we get to see some of that this game, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. His opponent Skyrider here, been having a pretty tough time so far in the group. And so this is the game that Blue would really like to win here. And I think he actually is doing well in his group so far, although I can't remember the numbers at this point in the tournament. But from what I remember, he's actually like doing quite well in his group stage. Probably the best he's ever done in one of the tournaments so far. So, you know, he'll definitely want to take this game. I think he's going to have a lot invested in it. Fight comes out here pretty early with the LAVs. Base Runner could put down a turret here, but it doesn't look like he's going to. There's a bit of speed boost on these Sandskimmers as well. Focus Fire's not really coming in, though. He's actually focusing on the Base Runner, and he doesn't want to do that. But, surprisingly, he actually doesn't lose the Sandskimmer here. He still has... What's going on here? Are his Sandskimmers just, like, invulnerable? Okay, sure. I mean, that's fine. I think it's a combination of his opponent not really focus firing, and also he does already have that armor upgrade, so that was a surprisingly good fight for him. Although this Base Runner's at half health, so he wasted tons of like 1,500 damage on the Base Runner, and he still managed to take that fight, losing only one Sandskimmer. So this is a very, very good opener for Blue. Artifact gets scored as well over there on the side there. Ah, that's incredible. So, okay. I mean, I don't really know how he did that, but he's going to be feeling good now. Refinery mode is coming out. Sure, why not? Bring the production cruiser back. But I'd like to see him, you know, attack with these Sandskimmers. I mean, you know you just took a really good fight. Really doubtful your opponent's got any army after that, right? So just go over there and harass that second base. The second base is like the really good location to attack at this point. Because, you know, you got these long-distance miners here, which they do contribute, you know, more to eco than you would expect. And if your opponent doesn't have any army, aha, look at this. You know, you can just come in here and, you know, poke them until they die, really. And it does take a while to kill these salvagers, but the fact that you're going to means he has to pull them all back, and you can actually see him moving back already with these guys. I guess he missed this one. Poor guy's probably just going to get killed. Sorry, Foreman. What's going on over there? Okay, so I think I noticed this about Skyrider earlier as well, that he actually is only mining with 2 salvagers, so he's gonna have a hard time. Spore Cruiser doesn't really do anything for you in that case. But yeah, that second base is a really good place to attack there. And then if the carrier comes out to hold the second base, well then you just go around, right? And every time that carrier makes the transition between bases, you know, it's a pretty slow unit, all things considered, and that is mining time being lost from your opponent. So you can do some, like, it's like chip eco damage, I guess, but it counts, like, it stacks up, you know what I mean? And over time that can lead to a victory. Oh, okay. Over time that can lead to a victory, so... Another base runner's been produced here, as well as an AAV. AAV obviously going to stop these sand skimmers from pushing in. Not sure why the base runner's been made, but what Skyrider really needs to do right here, just get that second base filled up and get the support cruiser on it, or, you know, keep the support cruiser back here. Oh, and get the main filled up too. That's probably a good idea. But DOK, like, I mean, in every RTS, eco is clearly quite important. But in DOK, it's so much easier to fall behind in eco that I feel like it's like more... I don't know, it's more clear-cut what you need to do to be building up your eco, and so it's a lot easier to see that players are kind of falling behind in that way. Really, if you're not attacking, you need to be building eco in DOK, unless you know that, like, you're going to get pushed right now. That's kind of what I would say, especially because scouting is not really that hard, right? So, you know, you should basically know what your opponent is doing pretty much all the time, and so, you know, I mean, you know when it's safe to go eco, so yeah, definitely in this scenario. I mean, you got the AAVs, you're safe from those sand skimmers, so just build up eco, build up eco. That's definitely like the right move here. This is what Blue is doing. I quite like that. He's actually moving his carrier onto that third base location. I'm obviously a fan. He's actually making a 4th production cruiser, which is pretty non-standard. Frankly, he could lose one right here, but it doesn't look like Skyrider's going to push him. The problem, of course, is this guy's just, he can get outrun by those armored assaults. Although, now that I look at it, reserves 1 and 2 are finished with 2 artifacts as well. So what is that, 6, 7, 8 power reserves that you can put in? So 1, 3, 6. Yeah, you could actually get plus 10 max speed, and like this guy would have the same speed as the AAVs, but he still can't outrun them, so... Still though, you know. Worth noting. Also worth noting, Blue has not gone for a tech choice yet, so he's just now getting railgun fabrication. And, I mean, why not? I mean, his opponent's not pushed him at all. He hasn't needed this, like, tech. So here he is on, you know, 3 bases fluently, while his opponent's still not filled out the main yet. And so, yeah, he's going to have a bit of an advantage. I don't know if you noticed. Third artifact gets scored. And that carrier is going to move out. That's what I was expecting. You also saw the power go into the missiles over there. So it looks like he's just going to try to missile his opponent to death with the carrier, and I mean, honestly, why not? I mean, this is something Conef can do. I mean, this is something any faction can do when you're this far ahead, really, but yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pretty clean victory for Blue. And Skyrider perhaps a little bit oblivious to it. He's, you know, pushing out with these AAVs, getting some ground back, but he doesn't realize is that, like, this is spiraling out of control over here. Honor Guard Cruiser getting researched too, just because why not, right? Probe gets shot down by that production cruiser. You know what you can actually do? You can click on like the production cruiser and see that the speed is no longer like being boosted, and be like, oh, he switched power into missiles, because like what else would it be? And he's probably pushing with his carrier. I don't know. That's pretty. What do the kids say these days? 200 IQ, right? Something stupid like that. But I mean, you know. Freaking clickbait. But yeah, you could actually probably tell that like a push like this was coming using that information, which I think is pretty cool. You know, actually I do like trying to hunt down the space runner here, because obviously you're going to lose on artifacts pretty soon. And if I were Blue, excuse me, I would just make another base runner too, because like victory is so close on that front. You might as well just take it. This guy, he like turns around. The reason is because if Blue is looking at this perspective, he moves there and he's like, I'm in, right? No, you're not actually. You're just right there. So it used to happen on Galcian Terror. Well, I mean, it probably still does, but it's not really a bug. It's a feature. I also like how Skyrider is moving his base runner out with the units, but it's not actually doing anything. It's useful as a support unit because of that turret that it can set down, right? So. But you're not going to get any real, you know, value to the army just by having the base runner in the field with them. So Blue's carrier a little bit delayed by this little foray out here to kill off this army, but he's gonna come out with that carrier. And I really feel this base runner ought to be dead, but he's alive with 170 health. Not bad. Last artifact is there to grab. Blue will certainly be taking that, and he'll just kind of move out with the carrier, and that'll be a nice, clean victory either way. He can extract, he can kill his opponent, it doesn't really matter too much. My voice gets a bit tired when I talk this fast. What do you guys think? Do I talk too much during the games or too little? Sometimes there are these pauses where I don't really say anything, but I actually think that's good, you know, because like I could just keep talking about nothing, but that's not really very useful. Sometimes it's nice for the viewer, I think, to just kind of be able to watch the game playing rather than have this bozo going on about stupid stuff in the background. Plus, it gives me a little chance to rest my voice too. And if there's nothing going on, I feel like there's no real reason to say anything. So, bit of a miss there. That's fine. Again, base runner, you know, supplementing the army, I guess. Probably better if he just grabs the artifact. But maybe Blue just wants to get the carrier kill. Those are actually shots in the dark there. He's trying to track the support cruiser, but it actually just stopped. I mean, who could have seen that coming? I guess you can't blame him, can you? Could this support cruiser actually kill the base runner? Nah, probably not. Honor guards in the area too. No heavy rails. I feel like that would have been the choice here, but that's fine. Power 5 in those missiles, and they are gonna get pretty nasty. When Power 5 goes in Conf missiles, they're just like ridiculous. I'm sure anyone who's played 3v3 with Tomcat can attest to that. You know, actually, he's doing the right thing by moving forward there. He didn't go all the way, but you want to just get on top of the Conf carrier, and then it can't use missiles at all. I've seen a lot of games where it looks like the carriers are having a special moment. The Conf one's like on top of him, and like, I don't know, it kind of looks like he's grabbing on because of like the way that these things are. He's actually losing though in that scenario because he can't use his missiles at all, and so the carrier underneath just like slowly blows him up with missiles and whatever until he dies. One thing to note, I think actually there are 2 missiles now when you power up the Oh, this is so good. Okay, sorry, I didn't know about this. I talked to A-Game like during some, you know, development period in the mod, and I was like, yeah, it's a pity that the Conf carrier is like trash, right? Because it's really good at long range, but once it gets jumped on, like its weapons are just useless, right? But look at this. So the PD actually does get a pretty significant rate of fire bonus, clearly, which it does get one in vanilla, but it's not very big, and because they don't do anything against armor, really, it's like worthless. But PD is a lot stronger in the mod. That's point defense, by the way. And then, yeah, you get an extra missile for every power you put in until you get to 5, and then it sticks at 4, right? I think that's the same as Coalition. So I imagine the weapons are still a little bit worse here because you can't put any power into range. So you get like free range, but it's only like that long. Free range Conf. I mean, they are cannibals, you know. But yeah, you can actually get, you know, actual damage out of this thing now. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Anyway, we're going to continue on to the next game if I can quit admiring A-Game's patch here for a second.